Greetings from the University of Ottawa. I am Adel el Zaïm, Chief Internationalization Officer of the University of Ottawa and the President of the Association of International Education Administrators, the AIEA. First of all, I am honored to have been invited to speak at this FAUBAI 2020 virtual event. It is a brilliant initiative and a great opportunity to discuss this timely topic, global perspectives for international higher education. Thank you to FAUBAI for this initiative. FAUBAI has asked us to share our perspective on or around three very important topics. What will the university look like after COVID-19? The importance of international cooperation in research in the current context and in the future. And finally, what will be the role of internationalization of higher education post-COVID-19? Actually, several articles have been published already about those topics, presenting different and sometimes contradictory perspectives. It is indeed not easy to guess the future. We can, however, dream the future and we can build it. The COVID-19 public global health crisis is not the first crisis we face. Unfortunately, it will not be the last one neither. Still, the university continues to exist and to strive. The university is able to reinvent itself after each crisis, especially if the university considers itself and behave as a learning organization. The very knowledge created at the university has this transformative effect on the university itself. The current crisis is really a global one. A third of the global population is on various forms of lockdown due to coronavirus. This is cancelling schools, exams, sport and cultural activities. It's preventing travels and gathering. It's closing stores and other commercial facilities. However, in several countries, the shift to remote education and to working from home made it possible to save the academic integrity and continuity and to finish the semester. In several places, actually, the speed at which this move was made is really surprising. It is time for us now to ask ourselves two questions. Is online or remote teaching and learning here to stay? Or will this remote teaching and learning replace the in-person and in-class teaching and learning? I am afraid the increase of online teaching will reveal more inequity and will decrease access to higher education in some countries and even in some regions of developed countries. It will be the return of the gap between the haves and have-nots in information technology. In a recent note published by Bill Gates on his website, Gates Notes, he said, "The use of technology for remote learning has made the inequity in education even worse." That being said, the gap in access to information technology and to remote education capacity is not new. It is just revealed now by this crisis. A crisis, by definition, has this power of revealing the strengths and the weaknesses of a society and of its institutions. Universities will survive, and they will transform themselves. In my opinion, higher education around the world will need to be more flexible and more responsive to the society and to the population needs. Higher education will need to be more innovative and to create new knowledge and expertise in a proactive way, not only as a response to a crisis. It needs to be more responsible to address the real challenges faced by the society. It needs to be more transparent to deliver on its promise and to care about the new generations. Higher education in the world needs to be more generous, more open, to share knowledge and resources, and to serve the global society, the interconnected society, in the good and in the bad moments. On the internationalization scene, will this crisis put an end to the internationalization of higher education? Some colleagues think and have written and published that the limits on travel will kill international education and internationalization of higher education. I don't share that vision. Actually, the current crisis is showing us that internationalization of higher education cannot be limited to education abroad. Higher education is not about teaching and learning only. Let's take the example of international research collaboration. A global health crisis needs a global response. It needs a global R&D to solve it. It needs some research to understand the causes, to understand the impacts, and to propose solutions that prevent the repetition of the same crisis in the future. We live in a world where our problems are globalized. We need more global innovations, more collaboration in research to address those global challenges. The COVID-19 is just one global health issue. The humanity is facing a plethora of global challenges as represented, for example, through the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. At the AIEA, we strongly believe in a comprehensive internationalization approach that covers all dimensions of the higher education. I mean, an approach that is not limited to international education or to study abroad. An approach that is concerned also by the internationalization of research and internationalization of the community engagement, the internationalization of all aspects of higher education. Personally, I think that this crisis will force all of us in higher education, all of us administrators even of internationalization of higher education, it will force us to think more the purpose of the international engagement. Currently, we are asked to answer the what if question. What if the lockdown continue in the fall? What if international students don't come? What if visas are declined to Chinese or to Iranian students? What if we cannot travel to attend FAUBAI conference or NAFSA's conference? The smarter question to ask and to answer will be the why. We will need to state clearly and in a smart way the purpose of internationalization of higher education. We need to develop what I would call internationalization by design. I mean a purposeful effort to internationalize our research, our teaching and learning, and our community engagement. And here you should ask me why we need this internationalization by design. I would answer, we need it because our problems are global. Our society, our world is global, and we need to find a purpose to all our actions. We need to save our global society. Even our domestic and our international students live in a globalized world and they care about the planet. Internationalization of research will produce solutions and knowledge. It will inform policy. It will inform laws. It will inform social and economic reforms. And at the same time, it will enrich the education we give to our global citizens. Thank you, FAUBAI. Thank you all. Take care and be safe.